All relations. Welcome back. Welcome back. Today we're talking about a very, very important topic. I'm gonna bring you guys through two books actually. The first one being The Way of the Superior Man. The second one being The Art of Seduction. Okay, two really important books, key books I think in terms of your own personal development and your mastery. So, the number one thing that you want to understand is the idea of something that we call polarity. Okay, just like there's a positive and a negative in a battery, you got to understand how polarity actually works. And once you understand the essence of polarity, you can then understand what's going on behind the scenes of all of this stuff, right? Because oftentimes there's a lot of strange, themes for a lot of us, and we can't really understand it. We can't get past it and so forth. So, let me see if I can, hold on, change this view, live chat. Okay. All right, anyway. So, the main thing that you got to first of all start to understand is this energy of polarity is one that you're going to have to discover and explore yourself, okay? It's sort of as important as you finding your purpose of life, okay? Because nobody's going to easily explain it to you. You have to understand and discover this process yourself. So it took me quite a while to finally get the fundamentals of polarity down. And I've had a lot of practices in Kundalini bodywork, as well as a lot of other esoteric practices that just supercharge my ideas of polarity and so forth. So let's start, okay? Let's start. Let's kick it off, okay? With this, because this is such an important topic, okay? Let's start with the waves of the superior man. This is going to give you guys and gals an understanding to this, okay? So this is chapter 23, Way of the Superior Man, okay? Just going to read it a little bit. Masculine men are attracted to forms of feminine energy. Radiant women, beer, music, nature, etc. Okay? Where do a lot of guys go for holidays, vacations, right? They go to feminine places like Hawaii, right? Very feminine vibe to it, right? They don't want to go to a vacation to New York. Okay, that's kind of strange, right? So we understand already the island, or the idea of that gives us an understanding or a connectivity with our own feminine nature by going to a feminine location, per se, okay? And we're looking at this as essence, okay? Sexual essence. So, it says here, your sexual essence is always attracted to its energetic reciprocal, okay? So masculine men are attracted to feminine women, feminine men are attracted to masculine women, okay? Balanced men are attracted to balanced women. About 80% of all men have more of a masculine sexual essence. These men, of which you are probably one, are attracted to all things feminine. Okay, feminine energy gets you out of your head and into your body. Okay, so whatever gets you out of your head and into your body. So here it says music does that, correct? Music can make you feel something, emote something, get into your body. Beer or alcohol, right, gets into your body and lowers your inhibitions, right? So why a lot of men drink. Nature, okay? By being in nature, you're also understanding the anima and that feminine essence being reflected out in the trees as they keep shaking and waving. Like I'm looking outside right now and I'm looking at nature. It's about to rain, right? But I still see the feminine aspects of nature outside my window, you know? You guys can notice the wind and the maybe noises outside, okay? they're all forms of feminine energy. And the nature of nature is polarity. I'm skipping around a bit, but follow along. If you have the book, follow along. The nature of nature is polarity, from the magnetism that flows from the north and south poles of the earth to the attraction that flows between your masculine core and the feminine radiance of a woman. Ooh. Okay? Really start to get this, guys. This is really, really key and really, really powerful. You are negating your sexual essence rather than being at home with it. This is a key. This is a major key alert. Okay? The feminine, even in non-human forms of a lush tropical island, a cold beer, your favorite tune, could make the difference between dreariness and eyeing and ecstasy. Our acceptance of attraction, sexual attraction, even with music and places, is at the root of our capacity to experience bodily pleasure. Okay? So relax into the thrill. There's always a thrill happening. You don't need to seek for that thrill. You need to be at home with it. You need to center yourself. You need to ground yourself. We say, be as grounded as the bottom of the ocean. It's one of our themes at Primal Sutra. Why do we say that? Because when you're at the bottom of the ocean, you can't sink any lower. You are there. You are the ground. So she might be showing a tsunami on the surface of the water. That's just on the surface. I'm the one holding that in place. And I'm there to match and meet that Kali intensity with my own nature, my Shiv nature, right? To be able to truly confront the dark feminine, I have to access my dark masculine. You guys get that? So there's always a sense of reciprocity that's happening. And once you get this battery effect of polarity, it's really going to start to change you. Okay? So it says here, learn to magnify and sustain your desire, so your whole body and breath open and deepen by its force. So even through our own breathing patterns, you'll start to notice that we might get into a shakiness. Perhaps we're holding ourselves back, or we're second guessing ourselves, or putting ourselves through all kinds of different wormholes, rabbit holes, right, portals, and ways of looking at this thing. Whereas it just simply is, right? It is what it is. And we have to learn to detach from the experiences and not get so wrapped up. I was hearing a story of some guy, and I'm not going to mention any names, confidentiality purposes, but he'd set up a date with his girl, and they ended up arguing, and she ended up going there with a guy best friend, right? Now imagine, right, the context of if this happens to you as a man. What are you thinking? What's going through your head? How are you engaging with this? How would you deal with this situation at hand? Because first and foremost, you're going to have to understand an argument is mental. It's in the mind. But are you arguing from your head, logically, all the time? Or are you arguing from your heart, always with your emotions? Or is it sometimes in between? Are you taking logical decisions as well as emotional decisions? Really think about this, right, guys? Because most of the time, guys nowadays, they've lost their cojones, right? All these light workers that you see, it's like you really want to come back to that understanding of like, listen, there's something here that you've got to really explore to its optimum level. You can't just throw that away, right? Your gift is meant to be given. You're here to be that attractive sponge, that magnetic pole, that North Pole, South Pole nature. You got to understand that. It's in the planet. It's in everywhere. It's in nature. Looking at my own personal archetype of the star and Makara and so forth, took a few notes here about this to understand what is a monster. right? What's up, Guido? So it says a monster connects to a spectrum of power that an ordinary mortal doesn't have access to. Get this, okay? Beauty and the Beast, one of the most popular examples of this that we know, okay? Power, nature, and the order of nature. Above average. Look at the Loch Ness monster, Bigfoot, okay? What other examples of monsters do we know, okay? Usually they're very strong, they're either deformed. Now, back in the days, in the Druid ages, right? They would just let them die in a forest. Nowadays, we have maybe deformed people or people who have leprosy or illnesses or different, ways that they might have had a radioactive burn or something, but they're still continuing on living in the modern age, right? But back in the days, they had an idea like, oh, it's thundering outside, the gods must be angry, okay? Or something's not working like this, or it's in complete darkness, so I don't have the scientific backing of that mind yet because my era does not allow for it, okay, or something. And so, of course, you're going to experience this difficulty to contain this idea of a monster, right? And this is why myths, archetypes, are so valuable to us, because they're really archetypes of the mind, of our psyche, right? The dreams, the fantasies, the kinks, the little images that constantly loop in our minds, or the reptile brain pulling us and moving us towards where we go. So until we have control and power over that archetype, we're going to get pulled by some other more dominant archetype in our minds. And that archetype is maybe an archetype that's been conditioned or programmed rather than a conscious choice, right? You might have an archetype of your own choosing. That's very powerful, that's empowering. But then there's also the archetype of somebody gifted this to you and you just accepted it. Like, oh, that guy's a baller. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll be a baller from now on, right? Did you question it? Did you challenge it? Did you take it on board to understand that it truly matches the nickname, the aura, everything, right? So everything clicks. When you understand that you are connected to every other person, the game shifts for you all of a sudden. And when I say attraction is inevitable, you got to have understanding of these three things, okay? Number one, as I mentioned, is polarity, okay? Polarity is that spark. It's that chemistry that you feel next to somebody, right? You feel that, right? It just charges you up like a Super Saiyan immediately because you know that that's the opposite frequency to you. You know that you see a very radiant, beautiful woman, you're gonna look, man. It's in your nature, right? But we shame that within ourselves. We cut it off, we suppress it, we snip it, we edit it, we say that that's shameful. But cultural dogma comes in. And all of these things stop us from being so suave, so smooth, so attractive. Because of our own ideas. You see, one of the ideas in the art of seduction, guys, it starts off like this. I really want you guys to understand this, right? This is so key. How does the preface end? I think I'll read a little bit of the preface, but he said, my thoughts are my strumpets. My thoughts are my thotties, right? My thoughts are my hosts. He meant that he let himself be seduced by ideas, following whichever one caught his fancy until a better one came along. So his thoughts infused with a kind of sexual excitement, okay? Let yourself be lured by stories, with ideas. Keep your mind open. Don't keep your mind so closed, okay? And let your thoughts become fluid. So key, okay? Let's go back to this. And let's see some other things that we can look at. So in the preface it says, seduction is often compared to a battle. It is the feminine version of warfare. For Cleopatra, it was a means of consolidating an empire, okay? Masculine element to the game was seductive language. Your language was your weapon back in the days, right? That's what was introduced to this Venetian art. It's a feminine art form, right? Women didn't have physical brute force power to try to, you know, get things to work. So what? It moved into the psychic levels, moved into the hidden realms, right? This is why thoughts have so much power. Okay? Now we see these patterns all across cultures. All the great mystics even saw this thing. We have 7 chakras, 7 seals, okay? 7 mansions, okay? We are repeatable programs of nature over and over and over and over and over and over again. In different cultures, different walks of life, man. It's raining outside, so, you know, that's nature itself, right? That's the feminine essence itself. The pitter-patter of the raindrops, that trance-like effect of us understanding that animals don't hunt in the rain, right? Therefore, we can calm down and relax. We can what? Enjoy the thrill of it. Just the thrill of it, na 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 na, right? That it is that. It's not getting attached to it. It's not trying to manipulate it and circumnavigate it. It is your own essence. And it's doubling down on your strengths and your own, what makes you attractive, what excites you as a character, right? Think about this. We've been talking about this in our latest camp as well, in IMC. And one of the questions that came up is, let's say, from the perspective of your future girlfriend or girlfriends, think about this, okay? And you can think about this as a woman watching too. Like, how would my man think, right? What are they saying about you when you're not there? How are they talking about you, right? How are they gossiping about you in the positive? Really get this, because this is really crucial and really, it's something that has shifted within me the past week, and I've known it. I've known it. Because I've been on it, bro, right? You can tell I've been on it. I've been to the gym, I'm eating healthy and clean, okay? No more gunk in my body. I'm purging out the gunk, right? And that shows up through the way that I communicate and interact. This girl, she sent me a video this morning of like Justin Bieber, right, when he's like 16 years old, and like all these women are chasing him and stuff like this, even grown-ass women, right? And she sent me this video randomly. It's like, aura, what does aura look like, right? Because she sees that I post a lot about aura and like, you know, chakras and all this stuff, so she's trying to connect with me. I get it. He's trying to give me that, like, oh, that's so cool. Now she's expecting that from me, right, guys? She's already expecting that response from me. But I'm going to answer what? From my own righteousness. What is the right way to answer this? Man, I wish I had my phone, because I'm shooting this on my phone so I can read the actual message. But it was something like this. In the music industry, that's probably paid actors around Justin to make him look like that, right? Now, myself as a healer, I could have helped a lot of different celebrities. I have connections to celebrities, but I chose not to. I chose to stay in this healing framework for now, until it's my time to shine and maybe go to Vegas, Hollywood, wherever, right? But for right now, I'm in India as a healer, learning my tech, really crystallizing this stuff, making this available to me, right? And so when I see some video like that, I'm saying, I just said, haha, that's funny. However, that's not aura. That's not aura. You gotta have your boundaries, keep it in check, right? Something that AZD said that was so powerful, bro. It was like, when we think of ultimatums, right? We think of like, it's my way or the highway. No, it's not my way. It's the right way or the highway. It's the ethical choice or the high. It's not the, because ultimatums come from pain, right? And real boundaries, they come from care of another individual, the love that you actually feel for them, and how they add to your life. Okay? So anyway, let's continue with this. So it says right here that never be forceful or direct. Instead, use pleasure as bait. Playing on people's emotions, stirring desire and confusion, inducing psychological surrender. Okay, letting go. That's what you're sparking within the individual. They're surrendering to what? Misunderstanding. Music industry has been confirmed to have been infiltrated by Satanists who cast spiritually corrupting spells on certain music before they're absolutely. That's very true. Very true, and I've seen it, man. And that's why I try to stay away from like mainstream music. That's why even myself, recording music, I have to be very, very careful, right? Because when I'm making music, it's still tapping into that Luciferic type of energy, you know? It sounds, no, I know it sounds ridiculous, brother, but you're absolutely correct. And I agree with you, you know? Okay? So, what do we understand about this, man? We got to really get clear about three things. One is polarity, like I said. Number two is your archetype. What is your archetype? How strong is that archetype? Is that archetype connected to a tribe in some way? Where she can fantasize and understand that, listen, this is not just here, it's expanding towards something greater. Something that causes an ego death for me, because I understand that, let's say, you know, I have 5 other guys around me, now it's like, it's a different story, right? It's a whole different paradigm now. So now that you get that, you have to build towards that, right? Now, you have to have your vision very crystal clear in your mind of what kind of lifestyle do you want, what kind of vibe do you want to emanate, right? And yes, we think about this stuff and we work kind of like imagination experts, right? Working with ideas, thoughts, archetypes, anime, you know, we get inspired by the riz that we see in other people, you know? And, oh, you're an African Jew. Gotcha, man. Yeah. But again, you got to use that to your advantage, right, brother? You know what I mean? It's like we're all given a deck of cards. If I was just like complaining about, oh man, I got an Indian avatar in this video game, come on now. You know, no, I'm going to use it. Right? Milk this shit for what it's worth. You've got it. You've got all the strengths. I can use my American accent and then I look like some NRI, you know, non-residential Indian who's visiting India. You get what I mean? So you got to use what you've got. Maybe you're tall, you use that, you know. Maybe you're good looking, use that. Maybe you have muscles, show that off, right? Whatever you've got, you got to double down on that and understand this is it, baby, right? Hey man, we're talking about the 3 things that make you attractive. Number 1, polarity. Number 2, archetype. Very, very key because it's associated with your mind, right? And the third one I wrote down was communication. Communication, because without communication, how are you ever going to attract somebody, right? Even invisibly, it's all communication. Your body language is still showing something, right? It's still portraying something. So anyway, let's move on. So seducers are people who understand the tremendous power contained in such moments of surrender. Krishna told Arjuna to do his duty regardless of controversy or circumstances. Exactly. Exactly. It's like, got to do your dharma, irregardless, right? Maybe it's in your dharma. This is why everything serves the seduction, bro. You getting a bad grade on something, that serves the seduction. You messing up somewhere, that serves it. It's a part of the storyline, irregardless. Amor fati, I love my fate. Let's go, right? And that's the energy of this thing. You got to really remain in that pocket, right? Of pure bliss. To be able to truly magnetize this mystical surrender power is what they're calling it, right? By instinct and through practice, they master the art of making people fall in love. Now, what you're doing is making people fall in lust, in infatuation. Look at my body, look at my bling, look at my this, look at my that, look at my Rolex. Rolly, no. Already got no pants. Okay? What the? Okay? Now, okay, it's funny, maybe it's a little bit goofy, entertaining, it's lit. Okay, I get it. I'm not interested in that, though. You see, that's not seduction. That's like flashy stuff. That's like in your face. How is that seductive? Seduction is behind the scenes. It's influence, baby. It's not impact. Impact is the masculine energy. Go, go, go. Get it done. Yeah. Okay. Right? My work wants me there by this time. Let's go. Boom. Right? That's the masculine. But this feminine art form. Hey, man. This is such a powerful energy, man. Brahmacharya is great, man. I'm on it currently. It's powerful. Creating love and enchantment becomes the model of all seductions. But again, just because I'm on Brahmacharya doesn't mean I'm going to cut myself off from having intimate relations with a girl, you know? I want to ejaculate when I want. It's not set up for me like that. You get what I mean? A lot of people, they're like, I'm on nofap and therefore. Oh, okay. Get off your moral high ground, bro. So what if you're on nofap, right? Can you give me a psychic reading? Not right now, but definitely later. I can tell you which chakra is your strongest. Hold on. Do you give me permission to test your energy? Yes, no, I need your energetic consent, otherwise I can't test. That's a joke, and I'm not going to answer that. I think statistical records proves that this, unfortunately, in a way, it's mathematical representation of fate and destiny. Crime statistics presents the existence of criminals. Some are destined to be criminals. So you think it's all fate? I think we have opportunities to meet our fate. That's my idea of it. So I believe we're on Dharma and we're on destiny, and we're doing this by design at the same time. You're a reality bender, but you're still being bended by the metaphysical nature of this cosmic force. At the same time, bro. You get it? So it's not one or the other, it's both. Yeah, we can change our fate, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take really working with our energies and not wasting our times in this game, right? A lot of us, we've just been scrolling for years, or like just drinking ourselves to death for years or something, you know? Blackout drunk every week. Some people live like that, you know? Every week. Yeah, opportunity to meet our fate. Exactly, bro. So, creating love and enchantment. Enchantment, by the way, is a magician's term, a mystical term. To enchant someone, to put them under a spell, okay? It is Raki's fate to stand over Kalima after decapitating Garuda and standing over thousands of slaves, just like his mom said. Yeah. So this becomes the model for all types of seductions. There's sexual seductions, right? There's social seductions. There's political seductions, right? Also, religion is trying to be seductive, but it's politics, you know? It's just politics, a lot of it. Why do many monks believe that ejaculation causes a loss of energy and power? Is it true? Yeah, and I think that it's really about understanding that energy, right? And how you're associating yourself to that energy. The reason I think this is so key is because a lot of in our culture, right, sex means a loss of energy. Sex means depletion. This is what I learned from my Tantra coach, I got. So when we can change that mentality of associating, actually, I can ejaculate and gain more energy, not a loss of energy, right? Then it starts to change, I believe, okay? Now, somebody could just keep having STDs, sexually transmitted demons with somebody, right? And just go into that world like that. They're magnetizing the darkness because of imagine your thoughts are like this magnetic thing, right? They're like a power. Okay? Fits multiverse theory. Dang. So like, imagine your thoughts as an actual magnet for this stuff, right? And what if you have this weird, like, background? When you think of sex, you think of like I don't know, some porn star's name, rather than what? Your actual intimacy with another person, bro, right? So you have to actually change that. What the monks are doing, they're just going off of it. They're saying that distance myself from it, don't be attached to it. Then there's some people like Osho, like, get over the jealousy, you know, sleep as many people as you want, but get over that hump. Stop holding that thing in your head. When sex is there, it's beautiful, but when it enters your head, it's a problem. When money is in your pocket, it's beautiful. When it enters your mind, it's a problem. You get what I mean, bro? So I think this is what they understood, honestly. And yeah, we got to create an understanding of what is this mechanism, this process of love, right? Because a person in love will surrender. I feel like when I seduce women, they feel the intention and don't want me. When I'm detached and don't want them, they crave me and want to talk to me. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. That's why it's an indirect way. You know? It's so strange. It's such a paradox. Yeah, I know what you mean. What exists in love is surrender due to enchantment. So, yeah, like I said, at the end, let me read this passage. It's really good. Diderot, the French writer Diderot. I give my mind the liberty to follow the first wise or foolish idea that presents itself. This is beautiful, guys. You'll get the essence of this. Just as in the Avenue des Feuilles, our dissolute youths follow close to the heels of some strumpet, then leave her to pursue another, attacking all of them and attaching ourselves to none. My thoughts are my strumpets. He's basically saying, my thoughts are these women. Right? He meant he was letting himself get seduced by an idea until another fancy one or better one came along. So his thoughts were excited by this potentiality. You guys get that? Let yourself be lured by the stories and ideas. Your mind open and your thoughts fluid. He's basically falling in love with his subconscious mind. Yep, Vairagya is the most important trait of all Bhagwans in the world. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. You gotta enjoy the thrill of it. Even when you're on the red carpet or whatever. No. That's it. Yes, but that's also highest level Tantra of relax. Okay? You gotta understand. In the Tibetan understanding of the model, there's inner offerings and outer offerings, right? Inner offerings are things that, like, there's 5 impure meats like that, like the Panchamakara. But then there's also this understanding of, like, it becomes a herbal pill and it's put into a tea, and there's a very specific, I'm not even supposed to be revealing too much about this because this is my own tantric practice, and I can't speak so openly about a secret practice like that. However, I will tell you that yes, they do, like in the tantric Shaivism, or you know, the Indian context of the tantras, yes, there's Panchamakara, which are the meats, you know, and alcohol, and then the consort practice, and all that stuff. Okay, and yes, that's left hand. But in the Vajrayana, it's interesting because it's like left hand and right hand is almost like knowing the body and the mind of Buddha. You get what I mean? You found foods that boost pranic energy. For me, brother, it's been beetroot, spirulina, shilajit as a supplement, and anything else I use. Those are pretty much key, man. Those are the top ones I use. I used to have so many supplements in the past, bro, and like foods that I used to eat. Now I just eat clean and healthy. Electric foods, fruits and veggies, man. Fruits and veggies. That's boosting your prana. You want to get your prana boosted? Come here, right? You have like a whole like restaurant. Boron. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm not Nala. I'm not vegetarian. No. I might be when I grow older, perhaps. Who knows? My my dad is kind of vegetarian in that sense. He's a Buddhist. My mother, kind of. Not really. Some people just say that they are, you know what I mean? I'm not going to speak too much on that because I don't know enough about it, but I think, like, for me, eating meat has a good effect on me, as long as it's from a clean source and it's, properly grass-fed. But people aren't eating like that. They're eating meat with, like, antibiotics and, like, a bunch of stuff in it. You know what I mean? I just like, yeah, exactly. Tortured meat is bad. Like, meat that's been just preserved bad or kept bad, or, you can get poisoning from it, like salmonella or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's the quality. It's not the quantity. It's the quality of it, the food that you're eating. Both my Brahmin parents are vegan and raised me vegan. Now I eat beef 5 days a week minimum. Bro, you broke out of that conditioning somehow. That's great. That's great. My parents are both doctors, bro. And look what I became, a shaman. Complete opposite, bro. Hey, we're the rebels of our family, bro. Straight up. Straight up, right? We're just the outlaws. We just said, nah, not gonna do it. Yeah, you crave it, man, because it's like, it does give you that sense of, like, energy moving towards it. I don't know, my lifts are better, everything, it's just energy. You know what I mean? It's the prana that was in the animal, and you're getting that. Like, even eating elk meat or goat or whatever, a horse, doesn't matter what you're eating. Is the meat being treated fairly? Yeah, factory farmed and filled with fear of animals upon slaughter. Lord, forgive me for what I've consumed. And it's like, I heal my meat or food. Heal my meat, right? Pause, right? I heal my food before I eat it. So I'll do Reiki over my food to heal any, negative effects. And I do that religiously, man. That's the thing I do regularly. So I make sure that I'm not consuming anything that has a weird malintent or has been hexed or cursed in some way. Yeah, pause, right? So, yeah, she wants to heal my meat, that's for sure. That's what she said. All right, anyway, guys, I think we covered it, right? Give me a like on this video, man. Let's help the algorithm move along. I know I don't get as many views for these horizontal ones because of the ADHD reel culture of just, like, people scrolling past the real YouTube reels instead of watching the sideways or whatever. But regardless, I'm glad you guys are here. Basically, have to do an exorcism before every meal. Yeah. Yeah, get the demons out of your steak. First time I ate a salmon, I dreamt myself as a salmon swimming upstream. Turned out it was a salmon from Alaska. I feel like it sold merged with me. Ooh, that's trippy, bro. What? It's merged souls with a salmon. Damn. Okay. Now, let's go through some of these archetypes. What are your favorite archetypes, guys, for this thing? How much time do we have? 222. 222, baby. Feminine healing. Let's get it. Let's start with Siren in that case. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, what is it in a person's character that naturally excites people? That's a really great question. Let's read just the front of it, right? A man is often secretly oppressed by a role that he has to play. True or false? True. Always having to be responsible. Always, being in control. Always trying to be rational. The siren is the ultimate male fantasy because she offers a total release or surrender, right? Surrender from the limitations of his life. Because she has the bravery to dress a little bit provocative. She's not doing it in a slutty way, though, but she's pulling the male fantasy, right? She's awakening it with how she moves, with how she dresses, and so forth. Okay? Healer, magician, maybe alchemist. I'm a biotechnologist by collegiate degree. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Hey, math is here. Skirt. Let's go. Okay, the siren is dangerous. In her presence, which is always heightened and sexually charged, the man feels transported to a world of pure pleasure, baby. She's a mirage. She lures men by cultivating a particular appearance and manner. In a world where women are often too timid to project such an image, learn to take control of the male libido by embodying his fantasy. Okay? She has you by the libido, bro. Be careful. Okay? The rake. A woman never feels desired and appreciated. She wants attention, right? A man is often too distracted, unresponsive. She wants attention, bro, right? The rake gives her that, desires her a brief moment, but he will go to the ends of the earth for that, right? Now, I'm not saying, like, be that dude, like, without it with a speaker next, stop simping, yeah. Yeah, stop simping, man. Yeah. With a speaker outside the window and, like, But this is like danger, pleasure, stirring her repressed longings, okay? He's delightfully unrestrained, okay? Now, he's not a slave to her. He's a slave to the love of women in general. You get that? And this is a difference for the rake. Now let's go back to there was a portion in the preface where I do believe he was talking about the different archetypes and what they mean. So I'm just going to read out like maybe a more let me see where it was. Dang, I can't find it here. On the first page? Let's see here. What's happening with you guys? Impressive depth. Dang, can't find the page. As children, we mostly devoted our lives to play and pleasure. Adults often have feelings of being cut off from this paradise, of being weighted down by responsibilities. The seducer knows that people are waiting for pleasure. They never get enough of it from friends and lovers. They cannot get it themselves. A person who enters their lives offering adventure and romance cannot be resisted. Dang. Seducer sees all of life as theater, everyone an actor. Most people feel they've constricted roles in life, which makes them unhappy. Seducers, on the other hand, can be anyone and can assume many roles. The archetype here is the god Zeus, insatiable seducer of young maidens, whose main weapon was the ability to assume the form of whatever person or animal would most appeal to the victim. Wow. Vito says, simps do not deserve respect. They are undisciplined and untrustworthy, especially the male, slaves to their own desires, willful slaves to the phenomena of the world's control systems. Wow. Wow. Some simp reading that is going to get really triggered, Guido. I love it. Fantastic. Do yourself a favor, right? Rather than searching for love outside, how to cultivate self-love from your point of view, Osho had said, don't become like a bhikkhari for love, beggar for love. Don't be a badsha of love. Be a badsha of love and all will come to you, right? I think self-love comes from curiosity and self-respect. When you love yourself, you're curious about self-awareness and self-knowledge, right? And so when you're cultivating a really profound self-love, you're getting more curious about yourself, straight up, right? And the self-respect aspect is that you follow through on your words, actions, and it's like an integrity thing, right? So my self-love gets greater when I'm following my own code, right? I'm not looking at like society's measuring stick to try to tell me that I'm successful enough, good enough. It's like I feel it internally, right? I have my own rules of how I judge myself, right? And I gain a self-respect from that. So that's how the self-love like really starts to emerge, when it's like I say something and I do it, and it just doubles down, right? It just amps me up, and I get that great feeling of self-acceptance rather than what? Self-rejection, self-resistance, right? So, you know, you love yourself so much, of course others are going to be drawn into that fantasy, right? So it's like you're not doing it from a way to cut people off or disconnect from the world. You're doing the love through connection. The self-love is connective, and so is the other love. It's also connective, right? That's the way I understand it, bro. And yeah, Osho's a badass, bro. Have you seen that interview where they saw him like, you know, he was like talking about Sheila, Ma Sheila or whatever. He was like, don't ever mention that bitch to me again, right? Or something. I was like, whoa, Osho, dang. Right? And then he has a fuck you meditation and a smoking meditation and all this stuff. Osho's a badass, man. He's chaotic neutral, but he's a badass, okay? And I'm probably a reincarnation of him. I mean, look at my eyes, bro. Look at my eyes, you know what I mean? Right? So when you're oozing love, all want to take a piece of it. When you crave love, all run away, because there is a lack of love in this world. One who radiates love the most is elevated to the highest points. Damn, you guys are spitting bars, bro. What? Yosho's body count might be over 1,000. Dang. Nala says, I think you're Osho. Dang. I'm him reincarnated or something, man. Damn. Guido said, I was a simp once. It nearly destroyed me. Fantasy became nightmare. Heartbreak followed madness. I was able to recover and rebuild. The event enlightened me. It was fate. You got saved, brother. Damn. Damn. Buy my course for escaping the simp life right now. My name is Guido. Just playing, bro. Don't fucking do that. But I respect you for doing that, man. I mean, honestly, it's so powerful because it's like, once you overcome something yourself, you have that confidence, that gravitas to know that you can pull someone out of that hell as well. Beautiful. Osho Hindu Sutras, they're the greatest. Osho's the most intelligent guru of all time, even more dynamic than Krishnamurti. Awesome, guys. I'm glad you guys agree with that, because, yeah, there's a lot of people who disagree and think, you know, so many things about him, because the Netflix documentary painted him as like a hardcore villain or something, you know what I mean? He's not that. Like, people don't get him. I feel like he's deeply misunderstood even as a guru. Anyway. Powerful stuff, man. Powerful stuff. Who knows, I'll call you guys over to my ashram in the future. Okay, let's do this thing. Let's make it happen. Alright. Where was that point where it showed all the archetypes? Okay. Now I'm interested in the star archetype. The star. Let's read that one. What are your archetypes, guys? Do you have an ideas of what your art of seduction archetype is, like your top one? If not, I also do like little sessions to check. I can also muscle test. Oh yeah, the star. This is really good, man. Listen to this, especially if you're in the music industry and you know, you're an artist, you're an influencer, you're somebody who's in the spotlight. This is so key, so important. Let me see here. Sims can only save themselves because they vehemently resist help. Osho was overshadowed by controversy that was beyond his scope. Ma Sheila was the demonic woman who destroyed everything. Yeah, don't talk to me about that bitch ever again. Yeah. Yeah. I get you, bro. It's annoying. Anyway. That's how empires collapse, right? It's always a woman. It's always a woman. She comes along, she swoops, it's like something happens and it's like, ah! What happened? You know, like, sheesh. Anyway, back to topic. The star. Daily life is harsh, and most of us constantly seek escape from it in fantasies and dreams. Stars feed on this weakness. Standing out from others through distinctive and appealing style, they make us want to watch them. At the same time, they are vague and ethereal. Get this, guys. Osho might have known about meditation much, but he did not know how to sex. How do you know that, bro? You following him around in his sex life? Prestige, how do you know that? Stop stamping, start pamping. Love it, man. When you got options, getting girls is easy. Yeah. Oh, you're saying this is biblical. King Solomon, Samson, Adam, right? Okay. Zeus, as we gave the example here. But you know who's even better? Bro, you know who's even better? Poseidon. Look at how many kids Poseidon has. That guy was fucking, bro. Okay? Poseidon was like absolutely on the top of the top. I don't care what you have to say about him. Maybe the Indian Varuna, I don't know if he has, that same effect. Krishna too. Krishna too, yeah, I guess so. I mean, we've only heard like the whole Gopi story and a few other instances, but yeah, I think probably Krishna too. Krishna appeals to the playboy for some reason. I don't know why. Like maybe some of you guys can explain why he appeals so hardcore to like the social dynamics. Hades was amazing, bro. I watched that video of like he's saying his riz was uncontrollable. Yeah, on a different level. Now you're just joking, bro. But yeah, I mean, yeah. If you really think about it, like who was that guy, Charlie Manson or whatever, right? See, even some of these crazy like serial killer guys, they still had game. They had riz, It's weird to think about. It's like, what do these girls actually watch? It's like she's not even getting turned off the fact that you're a murderer. Like, she's looking at the arc. That's why I'm saying these three things, guys. Okay? Hades had game, though, bro. Look. Polarity, archetype, communication. These three. So key, bro. If you have these three things, you can get anything. Right? Yeah, when you don't got options, getting girls is way harder. Yeah, when you're in scarcity, because you're in scarcity mindset, right? Like this one girl, she's the only one, right? And you get one-itis, and you get so caught up in her world, right? That you forget about your own. You forget that you're building something here. You forget that there's something amazing happening, actually, right? There's something beautiful crystallizing, but you're letting that one girl, get in the way. Okay, sure. Now, if she's important to you, and if you want a monogamous relationship with her, that's fine. That's absolutely valid that you're doing that. Go Hades style, right? And like, she's the light of my eye. And every day I awaken to her, right? Like, go poetic with it, man. Yeah. But you gotta know that you can get anyone. Right? You got to know that you can get anything. You got to have that knowingness in the back of your mind. If I lose her, I can get another one. If I lose money, I can get more money. Right? And that's the energy of creation, of life force, of Vajra. Krishna is worshipped because the deity you bestow your soul upon is the one who will take your seat and one who will take a seat into your body. That's dope, bro. Yeah, I've heard of that perspective. It's like Radha's the soul and, right? Isn't that right? Radha's the soul and then Krishna's the energy or the consciousness? Or the God, in a sense? Really interesting, man. Really interesting, this stuff. I love the fact that you got... Bro, that's weird. Prestige. Oh, whoa, what the... Where are these bubbles coming from, bro? What? Anyway. Pramananda. Pramanandji Maharaj. Okay. Bet. Have you watched that Netflix show Maharaj, bro? Abundance Mindset Scandal. Oh, yeah. All right. Ethics is what lacking in a lot of these, you know, teachers. Like, where are your ethics, bro? You're just using God as the ultimate frame of all time, and you're just relying on God. But God would want you to be ethical. You know what I mean? Like, sheesh. People can watch this video. Again, read the disclaimer if you're watching this, because I'm afraid people are going to take this video out of context, some of them at least. You know? When you call upon Radha and dissolve your ego through bhakti, Bhagavan Krishna will come to your body. That makes sense. That makes sense. Vague and ethereal, keeping their distance and letting us imagine more than is there. Their dreamlike quality, this is the star, their dreamlike quality works on our unconscious. We are not even aware how much we imitate them. Oof. That's a big one. Right? Like you caught a giant fish and you're showing it on your Tinder profile. Too many fish people on the Tinders, okay? Look how big my fish is. Like, that's the newest flex, right? And for the spiritual people, it's like, look at my sage collection, right? Look at my amethyst collection. Do you have a crystal quartz bathtub, right? Abundance is the way to go, man. Abundance mindset is the way to go. That's right. And abundance, right? It's not avoidance. Abundance is a bunch of dances. Think about it like this. Avoidance is dancing in the void without any, you know, outcome, objective. So she's gonna melt into your direction, brother, right? When you're going in your direction and you're so honed in and you're pointing and you're pinpoint focused, she's gonna be like one of the waves that crashes by, or like, you know, the moon that shines its radiance on you, or the, you know, like little aspects of nature that keep that flow of yours going greater, because she is as a woman, she can amplify that energy, right? Take that and yeah, they're in spawn though, bro. The love of the universe happening, the Bauchikawawa of the universe is always happening, and we just got to tap into that energy. Okay, this will lead to such an exploitation, sad story. No. It's not naughty. It's purest love, says Tetsuo. Right? So it says here, learn to become an object of fascination by projecting the glittering but elusive presence of the star. Okay? Get that. Let's go through some of the other ones. Sheesh. The coquette. This is a good one. If you ever have played hot cold game, you know this one, okay? Hey, I'm looking at some of you who are coquettes out there, okay? What about, okay, so let's see, so Guido says, what about Rama taking all of the wives of Ravana, demon king of Lanka, after defeating him, defiled women whose honor was restored upon marriage? Is that ethical tantra? I think it's not like he's stealing them away. They're following his essence, energy, leadership. You see what I mean? So it's not like a theft. I'm not like stealing your woman. She likes me more than you. Right? So the ethics of it comes down to you continuing to do what you know is right. And you understand that you connect with higher philosophies, Stoicism, maybe Hinduism, maybe, you know, Advaita. Maybe you connect with some kind of Taoist mentality. Now you're tapping into some form of an ethical framework within yourself, right? Where when you're going off, and it's not right. It doesn't feel right. It feels gross or icky or like you're manipulating or something. You know it, right? And it's more so an internal revitalization of that. It's like it's getting to know that again, that process of that, right? So, hola, Boricua, hey, Kabi on live this time. All right, so the coquette, okay? Let's talk about the coquette. The coquette has the ability to delay. Okay, so the ability to delay satisfaction is the ultimate art of seduction. While waiting, the victim is held in thrall. Okay, Robert Greene loves to use this word victim, man. It's so creepy. Just say target, bro. The hell? Coquettes are the grand masters of this game, orchestrating a back and forth movement between hope and frustration. You know people like this, who play hot and cold with you. You know what this is? Coquette is also called love bombing in the modern age. You get that? Okay? That's so funny, man. Rama was the god king. There is a reason why Hanuman is Rama, not Ravan. What should I do if Krishna tries to take my wife? You run, bro. You run. Okay, so coquettes are the grand masters of this game, orchestrating a back and forth between hope and frustration. They bait with the promise of reward, the hope of physical pleasure, fame, happiness, fame by association, power, all of which, however, proves elusive. Yet this only makes their targets pursue them more because it's a mystery of what they might get from it, right? Wow. They're totally self-sufficient. This is the key of the coquette. The coquette does not need you. They don't need your attention. That's why you crave their attention. Wow. Okay? They seem to say in their narcissism proves devilishly attractive. You want to conquer them, but they hold the cards. The strategy of the coquette is to never offer full satisfaction. This is this is also helping a lot of people who've been in like toxic relationships, you know what I mean? So I'm not just reading this from the standpoint of, you're an attractive person, you got to learn the attraction, yeah, but also learn this stuff, right? Learn the manipulation stuff so you can keep yourself safe, my friends, okay? So you can have a strong backbone and you're walking with some energy behind you, right? So you want to conquer them, but they hold the cards. The strategy is not to never offer total satisfaction. Imitate the alternating heat and coolness of the coquette, and you will keep the seduced at your heels. Again, this goes back to polarity, right, guys? Everything I just said comes back to these three things, and this is what this video is about. Okay? Polarity, archetype, and communication. If you have these three things, guys, I'm going to guarantee you will be more attractive. Okay? Now, if you're women watching Boricua, I would highly recommend womenlovepower.com. Okay? Womenlovepower.com. That will give you your feminine seductive archetypes. Okay? So by doing that, you'll get to know your character as well. Okay? And the type of men that you magnetize. Okay? The energy of that. Okay? Or maybe you're in a relationship, I don't know. Just be confluent, says Mathis. I've done enough spirituality now. All I want is money, sex, power, status, and materialism, and to achieve it is to be more spiritual. That's like Chanakya, right? That's that mentality. That's low-key what they teach in red pill dating strategy. Inner temperance of hedonic tendencies. Interesting. Very interesting. Inner temperance of hedonic tendencies. Yeah. It's like calming. That energy just wants. Oh, I sent something to Ryan G the other day, which was like about seduction and power. It was so powerful, man. He woke up this morning saying, "I love women again." Bro, is that powerful? It was that powerful because it changes your mindset, right? It's like, holy crap, once we really get the language to describe it to our own subconscious minds, our subconscious mind is going to get that specific energy that allows us to further it along or bloom it, blossom it into something that actually works for us. It doesn't bring us back. Man, it's so powerful once we can get this, guys. So these 3 things, I want you to really think about this week, okay? Think about it. Be about it as well. Don't just think about it. Don't just keep it in your mind, okay? Attraction is these 3 things. Polarity. Work on your polarity, your masculine or feminine polarity, okay? Number 2 is archetype. And number 3 is your communication, okay? Self-love is the highest form of love, as you love the existence itself. All right, guys, Osho out, okay? I'm fucking dipping. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have an incredible day, okay? Continue loving yourself. Watch this again, okay? Get some notes down and then just take action on it, okay? There's many quizzes out there that can show you what is your, just read the Art of Seduction book if you don't have it already. If you're a man, any man watching right now, this is a book. You need this book as well, okay? These books are like the yin and yang of this thing, okay? I wish there was a way of the superior woman too. That would be so cool, right? Maybe check in with David Data's stuff and see if he has some like equivalent to that. His book Enlightened Sex was really powerful as well. The 3 types of lovers, the animal lover, the warrior lover, what was the other one? The Krishna lover, the divine lover, right? There's many different styles of this thing, man. And once we understand all the perspectives and we just put it together and we remain authentic and pure, like, yeah, you can study all this stuff and understand the frameworks, but you're not walking that talk, right? Now it's time for you to really double down and embody that stuff, right? Walk that talk. Some of you are like, yeah, I know that. I guess so. Oh, I'm the coquette. Right? But you got to walk it, man. I want to feel it from you. Let's go. Thank you. Stay in touch, guys. Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you. Stay legendary. May we never be the same again. I'll see you in the astral. Osa. Osa. Let's go.